So good morning everyone. Let us discuss the continuation of Unit 5 Parallel Programming. So we are discussing about web technologies. In that we are discussing Unit 5. Unit 5 is about parallel programming, and let us continue the parallel programming. And till now what we have discussed is what is a parallel programming, how you can write the sample programs in parallel programming, what are the data types, what are the variables, what are the operators, what do you mean by arrays, what are the looping statements, what are the if loop, these and all we have discussed till now. Means Unit 5 is all about a programming language which is a parallel, which is a interpreted language, and till now we have discussed many things like what are the variables, constants, data types, arrays, subroutines in parallel. Now the next topic is regular expressions. So Unit 5 parallel completed the previous topics. Now we are going into the regular expressions. So regular expression is also called as regex. In parallel programming, a regular expression is also called as regex. Regex is a pattern that will describe a set of strings. So regular expression is nothing but a pattern, and that should describe a set of strings. In other words, a regex can accept certain strings and can reject certain strings. Ultimately, we have some strings. This set of strings are called as regex, and some strings are accepted, some strings are rejected. So regular expressions we are calling it in a short way with the name regex. So regular reg, expressions ex, combinedly we are calling regex. So it is supported by all the scripting languages like Perl, Python, PHP and JavaScript. So what are the important points is, our next topic is regular expressions. Regular expressions is also called as regex shortly, which is nothing but a set of strings, and a programming language will accept some strings and a programming language will reject some strings, depends upon the language compatibility. So regex is supported by all the scripting languages like Perl, Python, PHP, JavaScript. Now if you see here, programming languages such as Java also will accept some scripting type of regular expressions. So Perl makes extensive use of regular expressions with many built-in syntaxes and operators. This is very important point. Perl is the programming language. It will use many regular expressions with the help of syntaxes and operators. In Perl, a regex is delimited by a pair of forward slashes. So in Perl, a regular expression is delimited with the help of forward slashes like this. Two forward slashes, if you can see here. So if you can see here. So first point, regular expressions are called as regex. Second point, regular expression is nothing but set of strings. Third point, some programming language will accept all the strings. Some programming language may reject some strings also. Fourth point, all the scripting languages like Perl, Python, PHP, JavaScript will accept these regular expressions. And finally, Perl will use the regular expressions with the help of syntaxes and operators. So what we are using, forward slashes we are using to delimit the regular expressions. So forward slash, regex, again forward slash. So this is about regular expressions. Perl is a scripting programming language. Apart from Perl, Python, PHP and JavaScript also will accept some kind of regular expressions. Regular expressions are called as regex, and with the help of syntaxes and operators, Perl is going to use the regular expressions. And very important point is, we are using forward slashes to delimit the regex. So this is about regular expressions. Next, what is an expression actually? What do you mean by an expression actually? So see here, in Perl language, expression is anything that will return a value. In Perl programming language, expression can be anything which will return a value. Expression can be used in larger expressions or a statement. So you can use in larger expressions or you can use statements also. In parallel programming language, expression is nothing but which will return a value. Expression can be literal, number, complex expression with operators or with functions also. So expression is nothing but a group of statements. Expression is nothing but which will return a value. Expression is nothing but a number, complex operator, function, anything. So let us see the example. 3 is an expression that will return the value 3. $a plus b is an expression that will return the sum of two variables. So 3 can also be an expression which will return the value 3. $a plus $b can also be an expression which will return the sum of two variables. So we have regular expressions and we have expressions also. In parallel programming language, expression means anything that should return a value. So here expression can be a number, complex number, operator, function, anything. So $a and $b also can be an expression where $a and $b will give us the sum of two variables. This is about expressions. Next one, statements. So what is a statement actually? Statement is made up of expressions. If you combine group of expressions equal to statement. So what is a statement? Group of expressions can be a statement. Statement is made up of expressions. Statement is executed in parallel programming at runtime. So statements are executed in parallel programming at runtime. Each parallel statement must end with a semicolon. So what are the three rules we have? Statements are nothing but group of expressions. Statements are executed while the running time in parallel programming language. In every statement in parallel programming language must end with a semicolon. So let us see the example of what are the statements. So $C equal to $a plus $b ending with semicolon, print $C. These two can be the examples for statements. So let us see. Statement is a group of expressions. In parallel programming language, statements are executed at runtime. In parallel programming, every statement must end with a semicolon. So next one, blocks. What do you mean by a block? Generally, we have listened the word block so many times. Block of code, block of statements. Same way, block is nothing but a group of statements enclosed in the curly braces. What is a block in parallel programming? Block is group of statements. So a block is a group of statements which are enclosed between the curly braces. You can see the example here. I have taken the variable $a and I have initialized $a value to 1 and I am incrementing the $a value by 1 and I am printing the $a. So group of expressions is called as statement. Group of expressions is called as statement. Group of statements is called as block. So group of statements is called as block. Group of expressions is called as statement. You can see the example for block here. Some statements are enclosed between the curly braces. So a variable declared inside the block has its own scope. Any variable which is declared inside the block has its own scope. It means variables declared inside the block only last as long as the block is executed. So important points. Every variable that is enclosed or declared in the block will have its own scope, means lifetime. So what is the lifetime of the variable A here? How long the variable will stay inside the block, that is the lifetime of the variable. So variable declared in the block has its own scope. It means the variable declared in the block will be how long the block is executed, that long the variable will be there. So I want to summarize. Regular expressions are also called as regex. So parallel is supporting the concept of regular expressions. Regular expressions are nothing but set of strings. Some strings will be accepted, some strings will be rejected. Apart from Perl, Python, PHP, JavaScript, these languages, Java, these languages also will support regular expressions. And finally, to delimit the regular expressions, we are using forward slashes. Next one, expressions. Expressions are nothing but anything that should return a value. It can be a number, it can be a function, it can be an operator also. Next, statements. Group of expressions are called as statements. Statements are executed only at the runtime. Every statement should end with a semicolon. Next, blocks. Blocks are nothing but group of statements wrapped in a curly braces. So you can see the example. Now what are all the variables we have in that block? The variable has its own scope, and the variable will be, as long as the block is executed, the variable will be alive. So the next one is keywords. What do you mean by keywords? Perl has a set of special meaning keywords. Perl keywords fall into some categories like built-in functions and control keywords. Perl programming has some special keywords, and the keywords have some special meaning. So we can categorize the keywords as built-in functions and control keywords. So you should always avoid using keywords to name the variables, functions, modules and other objects. So Perl have the special keywords and special meanings for them. These keywords can be divided into built-in functions as well as control keywords. And you people who are programming in Perl, you should avoid using these keywords as variable names, function names. Let us see some built-in functions in Perl. Perl has many built-in functions which takes a comma separated list of arguments. So if we have a list of arguments, we are using comma to separate that list of arguments. So you can enclose these arguments in the braces, or you can delete the braces also. So what is the point is, Perl language, Perl programming language has a special kind of keywords, which keywords have the special meaning, and these keywords can be divided into two types like built-in functions or control keywords. And the important point is, you should always avoid using this keyword to name variables, functions and other objects. And finally, if you want, you can represent the arguments separating with the comma using braces, or you want, you can avoid the braces also. So this is keywords. Next one, file handling. File handling in Perl. So next topic is file handling in Perl programming language. So generally file handling we'll see in the Unix also. So here also we have the same file handling functions. Open the file, close the file, read the file, write the file, append the file. So file handling, it is also called as file input and output. So what is the method we are using here is, so in Perl programming language, file handling is used for integral programming, and file operations are performed using the method file handling. What are the file operations? Opening the file, closing the file, reading the file, writing the file. So we have file input and output, which is also called as file handling. So in Perl programming, file handling is used for integral programming, and we can perform the file operations using the method like file handle. So file handle is a variable that is associated with a file. So we can represent it with the angular braces. So we can call it a variable which is associated with the file. So once a file handle is created and connected to the file, you can read, write or append anything to that file. So now we are discussing about file handling. File handling is also called as file input and output, and we can perform some operations on a file. If you want to perform some operations on a file, you should have the variable file handle. Once the variable file handle is created and connected, attached to the file, from then you can read, write and append anything to your file. I hope you people got it. Now we are discussing about file operations or file handling methods. For handling the file, we just need to do either read, write or append. So to do read, write and append, we should have some method generally. But in Perl programming, we have a variable. So what is the name of the variable? file handle. In the angular braces we have the file handle. This is the name of the variable. This variable is used to perform read, write and append in any file once it is created and attached to that file. So in parallel programming we have a variable. Name of that variable is file handle. Once the file handle variable is created and attached to the file, from then we can read, write and append anything in the file. So let us see what operations we can perform. First operation, opening a file. As I already told you, we can perform opening the file, closing the file, end of the file, rename the file, delete the file. So first operation is opening the file. For that we are using a function. For that we are using the function open. This is the function. To perform an operation called open a file, we are using the function open. This function has the 3 arguments. So what is the argument list of the open function? 3 argument it has. See here, you can see the syntax. Open file handle mode file name. So this open function has the 3 arguments. So open file handle mode file name. This is the syntax of the open function. Open function is used to open a file. In that we have the 3 arguments. First one is file handle variable, mode of the file, file name. So file handle is always associated with the file. Mode is nothing but whether you are going to read into that file. After opening, what you want to do? You want to read, you want to write or you want to append. That is mentioned in the mode. Okay, you are opening the file. That is the operation. To open the file, you have the function open. In that open function also you have 3 parameters. The 3 parameters are file handle, mode, file name. So file handle is the variable which is used to perform the operations on file. Then what is mode? After opening the file, whether you want to read or you want to write or you want to append, that information is given in the mode parameter. And if you see here, to open allowed file open modes, to read we are using less than symbol and to write we are using greater than symbol. So if the file already exists and if we want to append, we are using greater than symbol. So likewise we have some symbols. To read and write we are using plus. To perform both read and write operations we are using plus and less than. To perform both read, write and create we are using plus and greater than. To perform all the operations create, read and append we are using plus greater than. So less than symbol, greater than symbol, plus less than symbol, plus greater than symbol, greater than symbol, plus greater than symbol. These symbols are we are using to perform some file operations when we are opening a file. So we have different file operations. In that first one is opening a file. To open a file we have the function open. In that function we have the 3 arguments. In that 3 arguments, second one is mode, which is nothing but will decide whether you want to read, write or append. And we have some symbols for particular operations. So the next one is closing a file. If you want to close a file, the function is close. And we have only one argument, file handle, simple. After all your work is done, you want to close the file. For closing the file, we have the close function. In that only one argument we have, which is nothing but file handle. So to write into the file, data can be written into the opened file using the function print. So you opened a file with the open function, you performed something. You are closing the file with the close function. For that you have the close function with the parameter file handle. When the file is opened, if you want to write something, for that you have the function print. What are the arguments we have in the print function? 2 arguments we have in print function. File handle, string. So if you want to read a opened file, then you should have the file handle with these braces. If you want to just read the opened file, then you have file handle variable. If you want to go to the next line in a opened file, then you have $line equal to file handle semicolon. If you want to go the last position of the file, you have end of the file function, EOF. EOF is nothing but end of the file. If you want to go to the last position of the file, you will use EOF. So let us see. To open a file, we have the open function, and we have three arguments in the open function: file handle, mode and file name. For what purpose we are using mode? After opening, whether you want to read, write or append. For that you have some symbols like greater than, less than also. Next operation is closing the file. If you want to close the file, you have the function like close. And what are the parameters in that close function? Just one parameter, file handle. If you have a opening file and you want to write something into that file, then you have the function print. Print is used to write something into the opened file. If you want to read a file, you have the variable file handle. If you want to go to the next line of the file or new line of the file, then you have $line file handle. Or else if you want to go for the end of the file, you have the function EOF, end of the file position. So for closing, this is the syntax. For write, you have the function print, and this is the syntax for write, file handle comma string. Print has the two arguments, file handle and string. If you want to read a opened file, simply variable file handle. If you want to go for the next line, $line equal to file handle. You can see here $line equal to file handle. Or else if you want to close the end of the file, if you want to go to the end position of the file, function EOF. So for opening a file, open. For closing the file, close. To write something, print function. Only to read, we have the variable file handle. To go to the last position, we have the EOF position. This is about file handle. So what are the standard file handles? So we just know what are the file operations. So then we know what is a opening file and closing a file and end of the file. Now what are the standard file handlers in Perl? We are talking about Perl programming. So what are the standard file handles in Perl programming? STDIN, standard input, usually refers to keyboard. STDOut, standard output, usually refers to console. STDERR, standard error. ARGB, command line arguments. These are the standard file handlers in Perl programming. STDIN, STDOut, STDERR, ARGB. So standard input, standard output, standard error, command line arguments. These are the standard file handles in Perl programming. So what all we have discussed today? What is a regular expression? Regular expression is also called as a regex. It is nothing but a set of strings, and some strings are accepted, some strings are unaccepted, and we are delimiting the regular expression with forward slashes. Then what is an expression? What is a statement? What do you mean by a block? What do you mean by keywords? What are the file handling functions? Nothing but how can you handle a file? What is the file handling? What are the file operations? What do you mean by file handle? Variable. Then opening of the file, closing of the file, writing to a file, reading to a file, ending of a file. Then what are the standard file handlers we have? STDIN, STDOut, STDERR, ARGB, command line arguments. These are the standard file handles. Then how can you inspect a file in the Perl programming? So we are talking about, obviously we are talking about Perl programming. Perl programming is a script programming. In any script programming, how can you test the file? Testing of file is nothing but inspecting the files. So for that you have some available file testers. See, test-e used to check whether the file exists or not. -f whether it is a plain file or not. -d whether it is a directory or not. -T whether it is the text file or not. -B whether it is the binary file or not. -r is the file readable. -w is the file writable. -x is the file executable. -s which will return the size of the file, -z, whether the file is empty or not. So in any programming language we can test the file. Testing of file is nothing but inspecting the file. So in Perl programming language also, whether the Perl programming is dynamic programming, scripted programming, interpreted, even then we can test our files using some extensions. So these extensions are made available specially for the users to test their files. So what is that? Test is the word. Test file is the word used to test the file conditions. With that we have some extensions. So text file -e will check whether the file existed or not. Test file -f whether the file is plain file or not. Test file -d whether it is a directory or not. Test file -t whether it is a text file or not. Test file -b whether it is a binary file or not. Test file -r whether it is the readable file or not. Test file -w whether it is a writable file or not. Text file -x whether it is a executable file or not. Test file -s. -s is used mainly for knowing the size of the file. So test file -s is used to know the size of the file. And lastly, test file -z is used to check whether the file is empty file or not. So these and all we have discussed. What is a file? What are the file? What do you mean by file handle variable? What are the operations on files? What are the standard file handles we have? Then finally, if you want to check a file or if you want to test a file, what are the extensions we have for testing the files? So by this we have completed unit 5, and in the next class we will start unit 6 of web technologies. So Perl programming is completed. What we have discussed in Perl programming? What is a Perl? What are the data types? What are the variables? What are the constants? What are the arrays used in the Perl? What are the control structures? What do you mean by if statements? We have seen. And finally we have seen what is the regular expression, what is the statement, what is the block, what are the file handling functions also. So by this Perl programming is completed. In the next class we will start unit 6 Ruby programming. Thank you.
Okay, madam.